Well, we talked about the fact that these two schools are kind of evenly matched. Perry Meridian comes in 0-5. Lost to Greenwood 34-7 in week 1, 41-9 at Decatur Central in week 2, 24-0 against Southport week 3, 27-24 against Terre Haute South, and then last week 24-10 against Franklin Central. Been outscored 50-150, offensively struggling with 10 points a game, giving up 30 points a game.
Though the last match against Franklin Central is a little bit encouraging considering Franklin Central is at the top of the conference.
They're on a 7-game losing streak, and their last win October 7, 2016 at Terre Haute South with 21-0. Bloomington North comes in here at 1-4. They're coming off a tough loss last week to Terre Haute North, 42-11. Just to recap a little bit of that game last week, we saw Sean Haypenny for Terre Haute North, 26 carries, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns. You also saw Nathan Barrett catch seven catches, 166 yards, 2 touchdowns. Evan Funkhauser, 2 catches, 86 yards and a touchdown. And Nick Osborne had 1 catch for 9 yards and a touchdown. Last week, Bloomington North struggled in the running game, 29 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown. Xavier Trueblood only had 34 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, that was something that really was missing from the Cougars offense last week, is that they went to the air a lot and they had success in that first drive. However, they never really got the ground game going during the course of the game and became very one-dimensional, and that was able for Terre Haute North to be able to take advantage of them.
Terre Haute North also outgained, had 547 yards of total offense to 304 yards total offense for Bloomington North. I got to say, though, the story was Tristan Elder last week, the quarterback for Terre Haute North, Quinn. 15-19, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 326 yards.
And especially since his first pass of the game was that 1 interception, and it was not a good-looking interception either. It wasn't like one of those 50-50 balls. It was a off-the-back foot forced throw into double coverage, and you were like, ooh, looks a little shaky tonight. But he really put that behind him and then went on a tear the rest of the game.
He did go on a tear. Last week, Ben Friel, 14-22, no interceptions, no touchdowns, 233 yards. So this is going to be a very interesting game as you see Bloomington North run out on the field as Scott Bless brings his squad out. What do you think the biggest keys to the game are, especially for Bloomington North?
Well, as I mentioned, the run game was nowhere to be seen last week, so while I am very excited and do think that they can make a lot of damage through the air, they need to be able to get the run game going. Xavier Trueblood needs to be part of it. The fact that he had 34 yards is just unfathomable, especially after when we saw him in the first game on our first game with Bloomington North, where he had over 100 yards rushing and was pretty dominant, breaking tackle after tackle. He needs to get active, and then, of course, Friel needs to get going with the short passes and then work towards the long bomb. On the defensive side, though, for Bloomington North, going to need to stop the passing game. The run game, Haypenny got a lot of yards, but a lot of that was through attrition and just wearing them down. I thought they did decently against someone as good as Haypenny, but the passing game, they really struggled.
You mentioned earlier before we went on air, Jordan McCoy, and you just see him out there on the screen. He came off kind of limping last week, but he is back and ready to go this week.
And he's the best receiver on the team for the Cougars, so to have him here, especially for this game, is huge.
And you see Ben Friel running out, and then the next guy to run out is Xavier Trueblood, who comes into tonight's game. 73 carries, 376 yards, and 5 touchdowns. As the guys are all getting ready to come out onto the field, and then you also see Perry Meridian running out on the field. There are Perry Meridian running out in their white uniforms with the blue pants, blue helmets, Bloomington North in the maroon jerseys, the gold throwback Arizona State helmets, as I always refer to them, and the black pants tonight, not the maroon pants tonight. As you see the team going to the sidelines, there is Perry Meridian Falcons. The guy to watch tonight, Franklin Hammond. He wears number 34, 6'2", 225. Kind of a bruiser as a back.
Yeah, you thought Haypenny was a bruiser. This guy is even bigger than him.
57 carries on the season, 210 yards. He had a touchdown against Greenwood. He's also coughed off the ball 1 year, as we are going to have the singing of the national anthem.
They get ready for the national anthem. We'll go ahead and take a short break. When we come back, we'll have opening kickoff. You're listening to the Bernie Rack Beer pregame show on the high school football game of the week on Spirit 95. My microphone's off.
As the national anthem is sung by the Bloomington North Choir. Great job by them as we are ready for football. You look at the coaches. Matt Henniger, 3-12 in his second year at Perry Meridian, 3-7 a year ago, 0-5 this season. Scott Bless, 54-81 in 13 years at Bloomington North, 69-111 in 18 years overall. Perry Meridian, their only sectional championship and regional championship came in 1986, Class 5A. Bloomington North, 2 sectional championships in 2010 and 2013, and also won the regional in 2010. 1 year ago, Bloomington North was 0-10, but this has been a Bloomington North team, as we both agree, Quinn, much improved from last year.
Well, as we mentioned, the numbers show otherwise, but as I said, they did a really good job of containing Haypenny until they just got worn down eventually. And I mean, everyone gets worn down against Haypenny, so it's nothing to be worried about. The pass defense has done fairly well. Kind of got beaten last week. The offense, and that's the biggest improvement. The offense has also quite improved as well. The passing game has become more than just McCoy as it was last year. And, of course, we've found a good, steady running game with Trueblood as the lead back.
And it's a big game tonight in Conference Indiana. As you see the captains meeting at midfield. Franklin Central and Southport are both 3-0. They play tonight at Southport. Columbus North and Terre Haute North 2-1. Columbus got to make the long trip over to Terre Haute. That game I'm really interested to see how that plays out. Bloomington South and Terre Haute South 1-2. They play tonight at Terre Haute South. And then, of course, Perry Meridian and Bloomington North 0-3. As we mentioned, this will be the last time as Conference Indiana opponents. Franklin Central is headed to the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Perry Meridian going to the Mid-State Conference next year. And then on June 29, 2017, the first football partnership was announced between Conference Indiana and the Circle City Football Conference, which will start next year. It consists of The Circle City Conference is Bishop Chatard, Brebeuf Jesuit, Covenant Christian, Guerin Catholic, Heritage Christian, and Roncalli. Will give them some scheduling stability. And you got two really, really historic programs in Roncalli and Chatard possibly coming to play you next year. That's going to be tough. So you've got, as you see the officials, it has been hot tonight, hot today here in Bloomington, hot all week. Temperatures got up into the 90s.
To be fair, early in the week it was kind of cool when it was starting to rain, but then after it stopped raining it became really hot.
Temperatures are in the late, it has gone down to the upper 80s right now, as it's about 87 degrees here at kickoff, but the sun has gone down and it is starting to get toward Friday night lights as Perry Meridian will kick off. Bloomington North will receive, as it looks like it is going to be Nick Vox, number 39, 5'10", 170-pound senior to kick off for Perry Meridian. As it looks like it's Nathan Jenkins and Xavier Trueblood, 8 and 9 back deep for Bloomington North. So week 6, hard to believe, week 6 of the high school football season. After this, 3 more weeks in the regular season before the state tournament draw, which actually will be announced Sunday, October 1st at noon. It will be live streamed on ihsaatv.org. There's no television this time, a 2-hour live stream from 12 to 2 p.m. All the teams in Indiana will find out who they will play, and it will go into the end zone for a touchback, and North will have it 1st and 10 at the 20.
Last 2 games that we've had with Bloomington North, they've had hot starts and have scored on their first possession. It'll be interesting if we can get a third time's a charm, and especially in this game against a Perry Meridian team who has shown some promise the last couple of weeks, looking for that first win, if Bloomington North can go ahead and put some pressure on them early.
Ben Friel, the quarterback, 48 of 100, 6 interceptions, 668 yards, 1 touchdown coming into tonight. He goes under center. And that will be a flag, offsides on Perry Meridian. So that will move North up 5 yards, 1st and 5 at the 25.
If you are Bloomington North. So they will have it 1st and 5 from the 25-yard line.
Now to the 25, 1st and 5.
At the receiver is Jordan McCoy.
It will be 2 wide receivers, 2 in the backfield.
Formation in the backfield. Ben
Friel's going to hand it off. This is Xavier Trueblood. He goes up the middle to midfield. 1st down by Trueblood.
Well, as I was saying before the game, that they need to get Trueblood in the game immediately, and what do you know? First play, a run up the gut, and an excellent start for Bloomington North.
So a great job by Xavier Trueblood up to the 49 of Bloomington North.
Out wide to the left will come Cade Laffman. To the far right is Jordan McCoy.
So a nice gain for Friel. He's going to roll out. Now he's going to take off and run. He's got blockers, 1st down and more. And he is past the 30-yard line.
Big run for Ben Friel, who just saw them.
Friel basically saw nothing, going up for the rollout to the right, and saw nothing but daylight, basically. Knew exactly where he was going. And that's basically where Friel has really improved this season, is in terms of his running ability.
So that is a big run for Ben Friel. They are now at the 27. Friel with 3 in the back, 2 wide receivers.
Of Friel
Friel going to throw on to Jordan McCoy, jump ball. Oh, he tries to come back for it and is incomplete.
He was going for the fade route all the way to the outside and kind of had it slip. McCoy, though, luckily was able to watch it there, almost able to pull it in, but we are now at second down.
2nd and 10 now at the 27. Great opening drive from Bloomington North.
No score. Cougars' first possession of the night. Nathan Jenkins and Jordan McCoy out wide.
Two receivers, three in the
right.
back.
Here on the near side of the left, as Bloomington North goes right to left.
Friel under center. A lot of times goes shotgun, but going under center.
Quick snap under center, and then we're going to have a false start.
And then flags fly.
Those linemen have jumped.
False start on Bloomington North.
False start, so they lose 5 yards.
So that's going to push them back.
Against off this, so they bring 2nd down and 15.
2nd and 15 at the 32. Each team with excuse me. Each team with one penalty.
Again, we'll go under
McCoy at the bottom of the screen.
3 men in the backfield, just
Jenkins at the top.
Friel's under center. Here's the snap. Friel will give
True
it to
blood.
True Blood,
And that time going nowhere.
Up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the
So
run.
Xavier Trueblood wrapped up by the Perry Meridian defense.
Yeah, first time it looked like the defense was actually set for Perry Meridian in this game. Falcons a little bit on their back heels to start off the game, but now starting to show a little bit of composure. And at 3rd and 15, they could really get in lucky here if they can force just a field goal or even no score at all.
Loss of 1 for True Blood, so it actually brings up the 3rd and 16 at the 33. Stalled out for Bloomington North after 2 huge runs. Now the screen pass to Jenkins, but again, Perry Meridian not filled. Jalen Lee, the number 5, 6 foot, 170-pound senior.
Phil seems a little, how do I say, overexcited in this game. First, he kind of immediately tried to go for the fade route and kind of had it slip out of his hand. That one he kind of threw a little too high, not let Jenkins really catch it and then make a run after the catch. Not a good start for him, and a very crucial 4th down in the early goings.
Very crucial 4th down indeed for Friel. He's getting pressure and he gets sacked, and that is a turnover on downs by Perry Meridian. So that drive absolutely stalls out for Bloomington North, and big credit to the Perry Meridian defense after giving up those 2 big runs early.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Perry Meridian really didn't look set those first couple of plays, but they did settle down and they forced a huge turnover. And like I said, Frielden kind of looked a little shaken, not injury, but I mean confidence-wise, right, to start the game.
So now we're going to see Brooks Davis, the quarterback, and that will be a run. And this is up the middle by number 3, Trey Gilmore.
Perry has a first down.
So Trey Gilmore, the sophomore, 6'1", 195-pounder, 32 carries, 136 yards, 1 TD against Terre Haute South on the season.
He's the change of pace back with Franklin Hammond being the between the tackles guy.
And that is a run. Looks like it's Gilmore again on the run. So it will bring up a 2nd down.
45 yards. I call it a gain of 3 for Gilmore. 2nd down and 7.
So it is 2nd down for Perry Meridian.
For Perry Meridian.
Again, Brooks Davis, 6 INT, 6 interceptions, 1 touchdown, 695 yards passing on the season. Now he's going to throw. He's got a man wide open. It is number 3, Trey Gilmore, and he's going to take it to the house for the Perry Meridian touchdown. 45-yard touchdown pass from Brooks Davis to Trey Gilmore.
You can tell right from how that game plan was developed for Perry Meridian that Trey Gilmore must have had an excellent week of practice for the coach to drop the first 3 plays for him. But it worked, as now Perry Meridian has the early lead.
A big play for Perry Meridian, and on to kick the extra point will be number 39. That is Nick Vox. And on the year, he is good hold, and he has got it. Now he is 6 of 6 in PAT attempts. So Perry Meridian moves right down and strikes first, 7-0 with 7:59 to go here in quarter number 1. As you see, the Bloomington North sideline and Scott Bless going to try to get his offense. As you see, the Perry Meridian fans making the trip down from the south side of Indianapolis. As a reminder, the Smithville broadcast brought to you in association with McCray and McCray Attorneys at Law. Give them a call, 812-336-4840. Serving Monroe County since 1946. McCray and McCray Attorneys at Law.
So kind of the opposite of what we are used to from North, where they start, well, maybe not the opposite, because they have always started off with hot starts, but that time they were unable to get a touchdown, and now Perry Meridian with the early lead. It'll be very interesting. As I mentioned, they started off with a huge run with Trueblood, and then they started going back to passing, which, like I said, I'm all for it. They have improved as a passing team, but it'll be interesting to see how they start out this second drive.
As Gilmore's got 12 yards rushing and 45 yards receiving. Here is Nathan Jenkins going to take it out, and he will get taken down about the 30-yard line. So North will operate for the second time after they had a really good opening drive with 2 big runs from Xavier Trueblood and Ben Friel, but then it stalled out with an incomplete pass, a false start, a 1-yard Trueblood loss for a run. Jenkins, no yards on the pass, and then Friel sacked for 10 yards. So here we go, 1st and 10 at the 31. And it is Xavier Trueblood, and he's going to just run up the middle for a short gain.
Yeah, the defensive line for the Falcons has taken control of the game after a very slow start, and things are grinding to a halt. It looks like they're going to have to show that they can succeed going to the air before they can run again.
2nd and 8 at the 33. Friel under center. You see a lot of shotgun, but tonight he's been under center. It will be Xavier Trueblood, and Trueblood gets the cut and gets past the 40, and they're going to move the chains for the first down.
Or the offensive line could open up a big hole and let Trueblood do the rest of the work. But Trueblood does have that ability to put the game in North's favor and give them that running threat that can keep the defense for Perry Meridian on the field and tire them out by the end of the game, same way Haypenny did for Terre Haute North last week.
Absolutely. You know, Haypenny was the workhorse back. Trueblood the workhorse back last week as well for Bloomington North, and they are going to keep the fake the handoff, and it's going to be Friel going up the middle with the run. His 3rd carry of the night. So it will be a 2nd down and 7. So gain of 3 for Friel at the 45. Midway through the first quarter.
Mccoy will come lined up wide.
You see Mccoy bottom of the screen, Jenkins top of the screen.
Man in motion.
And it's going to be the toss to True Blood, but a good job by Perry Meridian as they shut that down quickly.
Yeah, a lot of the outside the tackles plays have not really worked. In between the numbers, they've had a lot more success. Outside the numbers, it's been in the Falcons' advantage.
A loss of 1 by True Blood. So it's 3rd and 8 at the 44. So far, Perry Meridian 7-0 lead. Friel now shotgun. And he is going to get pressure. Now he has to throw it, and he does to Xavier Trueblood, and Trueblood gets the first down marker and more. As I always say, that's one of those nothing to something type of plays.
Simple screenplay allowed the blitzers to break through, look like they cornered the quarterback, only to dump it off to the running back just behind them and let the blockers lead him to the first down.
That was
formation, hand it back off to True
gets
Blood.
it to Xavier Trueblood on the 1st and 10. Trueblood with the run. That's his 4th carry of this drive and his 6th overall.
As we mentioned, not a lot of carries last week for True Blood, but Coach Bliss already remedying that with getting him involved a lot early.
Yeah, didn't have a great game against Terre Haute North, but he is coming to play tonight.
In the first quarter, Bloomington North trailing by
Friel
7.
under center. He's going to
Friel.
play action. Going to find Jenkins. He got tripped and it was intercepted. No flag.
No flag, and I don't know how
now a flag comes late, very late flag.
But,
Jenkins was absolutely tripped.
I wonder if this official is going to overrule and call that pass interference. I know incidental
Jalen Lee
contact,
was the
but,
one that intercepted
I don't know
it.
how you don't call pass interference on that play.
Very interesting because the flag was kind of I don't want to say begrudgingly late, but it was definitely a lot later than you'd expect.
He's sending the defense out there as the officials will pick this up, and it's going to be a penalty.
It's actually going to be an illegal block on the interception return, so the interception will count.
It is.
So Ben Friel now throws his 7th interception of the season. And now Perry Meridian will take over with a 1st and 10 at the 11. Brooks Davis throws the short pass to number 9, Holden Storm.
And that's a really unfortunate interception because that was a really good pass by Friel that would have completed to Jenkins if he hadn't tripped.
Yeah, absolutely. I thought you had to call at least a pass interference on that. It was inadvertent, though.
Yeah, it looked very inadvertent to me, honestly.
So a gain of 4 for Storm to the 15-yard line. So Davis. And the ball is fumbled. Looks like Davis jumped on it, though.
But I think Perry Meridian quarterback is going to jump back on it. Brooks Davis had a bad exchange from center.
Perry Meridian, if you look at their stats, they use a lot of different guys so far in the season. I guess when you're a struggling team at 0-5, you kind of have to go with anything, find anything and everything that works. As that was a loss of 3.
See if Bloomington North can get off the field. This will be a huge 3rd down play already in this first
So that's a
quarter.
loss of 3. Back to their original line of scrimmage, and that's the screen pass, and then Bloomington North stops Zynell Nixon.
That was an excellent tackle by Nixon to immediately get him on a one-on-one situation, and a huge 3-and-out for Bloomington North to force that turnover and give their offense the ball with relatively good field position to get a mulligan on that.
And that is something that we talked about, Quinn, was stopping teams on 3rd down And now it is going to be a timeout on Perry Meridian. So Perry Meridian calls the timeout. It's first of the game with 3:04 left to go here in quarter number 1. But credit Bloomington North for that big 3-and-out.
Definitely, the fumbled snap did have a little to do with it, but the other two plays were huge, especially that last one on the screen pass where there was a lot of open daylight if the receiver was able to get past Nixon, but Nixon did well in those one-on-one drills.
Did very well, and as Perry Meridian forced a punt, this will be great field position for Bloomington North, which you got Jenkins standing at the 45. You got Trueblood now joining him at the 45 with 3:03 to go here in the first quarter.
And I would not be surprised if they go for like a all-out block here.
DeAndre Miles, number 4, is the punter. They will not come after Miles. He's going to give a high snap, and Jenkins is going to take it, and he's going to get past the 30-yard line.
Surprised they didn't go with the all-out blitz. I thought that would have been a really good time, especially after such just a swift and momentum, but still forced a really off-balance kick and have the ball actually, I think, in better field position than they had originally when they turned the ball over.
It was better field position when they turned it over because they was intercepted down there in the Perry Meridian territory. As it's 1st and 10 at the 29.
Tight end 6'5", 195.
Friel under center.
And we have a false start, number 51, the right tackle, Connor
will be a
Smith,
false start against Bloomington North, their second penalty, or third penalty of the night.
Backs them up 5 yards, 1st and 15 now.
So it's going to back them up 5 yards.
See what the Cougars can do here. Now from
again, penalties have been an issue for Bloomington North on the season.
At least appearing to do so down on the
1st and 15 at the 34.
Back in the huddle. Cody
as
over on the
Friel's under center.
North, receiving some treatment.
And Friel just gets blindsided and taken down by Will Compton, number 1.
And the reason why that happened is because the play clock was going down, and he had to take the snap off, but he wasn't ready for it. That was the reason behind that, and Perry Meridian took advantage of that. And now we are actually no, this is still second down. So
a second down. And 19, a loss of 4 for Friel. So Bloomington North lost 9 yards on this drive, starting at the Falcon 29.
Second down.
Friel.
19. Here's Friel.
It's going to be Trueblood trying to get some blockers bounced outside, but a short gain for Trueblood.
That was an excellent job of the Falcons to immediately recognize the hole that the offensive line was creating and send the linebackers in there immediately to force them to go to the outside where they had the secondary there to help take them down for a very minimum gain.
This is not the drive you want to see Bloomington North on. 3rd and 18 at the 37, just a 1-yard gain for Trueblood.
Right guard for Bloomington North receiving some treatment on the sideline.
Friel in the shotgun. You got Mccoy bottom of the screen, Jenkins top, 2 in the back. As it is Friel going to take it and run. Friel's going to go to the sideline to the 5. Diving for the pylon, not there, but a first down for Ben Friel.
What made that play so successful is how Friel sold the handoff to Trueblood. It honestly looked like Trueblood had the ball for a second, and then all of a sudden Friel just runs right through the middle of the defense. And before they could even see it, he's out to the outside. And now they have a chance to punch it in here before the end of the first quarter.
35-yard run for Friel, 1st and goal at the 2. There is Trueblood, dives through for the Cougar touchdown. Xavier Trueblood with the 2-yard carry to the end zone. And for Trueblood, his 6th rushing touchdown of the season.
20 remaining in the first quarter. Tied up.
Now, Friel will go for the extra point. Of course, you got the swinging gate here, which I really don't.
But remember, last week they did actually execute this for a successful 2-point conversion.
Perry Meridian calls another timeout.
And you can bet that they saw that film last week and like, nuh-uh, we're not letting that happen again.
So that's their first timeout. Both teams actually have 2 timeouts left here. As a reminder, the Smithville broadcast brought to you in association with the Upland Brewing Company. Upland Brewing Company, great beer, great food, and great times.
1:20 remaining here in the first quarter.
So Xavier Trueblood now 6 TDs on the season, but what set that up was that big 35-yard run by Ben Friel.
Yeah, and as I mentioned, the fake handoff to Trueblood really sold it. I mean, they both sold it very well. Friel on how he faked the handoff, and then Trueblood on how he pretended to run with the ball. It was a very, very excellent play fake.
So Bloomington North going for the extra point, as Friel will attempt the extra point.
And now Bloomington North lines up in the traditional extra point formation. Ben Friel to kick.
And it kicks is
and
up.
Drills it.
And it is good for Ben Friel. So now we have a tied game, 7-7.
As Bloomington North gets back into this one.
Friel PAT attempt for Bloomington North is now 7 of 8 on the year. So what started out at the 29 went back to as far as the 38, and then Friel with a big 35-yard run. Ties this game at 7 apiece.
I almost think they wanted to get back to the original line of scrimmage of that interception and just like restart the drive from there.
So 1:20 to go here in quarter number 1. As a reminder, next week we will have Brown County at Edgewood. Battle for the Hoof and Talon Trophy, 7 o'clock next week. Brown County is hosting Cloverdale tonight, or at Cloverdale. Brown County 3-2, Cloverdale 1-4. Edgewood at Indian Creek. Edgewood 1-4, Indian Creek 3-2. Congratulations to Edgewood last week, 21-0 shutout of South Putnam. First shutout win since October 2nd, 2015, and Skylar Curtis got his first career start last week because Andrew Grafe went to wide receiver because Parker Hall's injured, but then found out tonight that Grafe got hurt in that game last week. So it looks like it is Skylar Curtis from here on out for Edgewood at quarterback. Low kick, and it's going to come to Perry Meridian. He's going to go down the sidelines. That is number 3, Trey Gilmore. Good return for Gilmore.
Basically, every play that has involved Gilmore has worked for the Falcons.
Gilmore had 3 touches in that first drive. He had 12 rushing yards and then caught the 45-yard pass from Brooks Davis for the touchdown. 1st and 10 at the 40, tied at 7. As in the first quarter, coming into the ninth, Bloomington North had been outscored 36-17. Although at the end of the first quarter against South, they were tied 7-7. So here's Brooks Davis in the shotgun. He's going to get a blocker, and he's going to keep it. He's going to get knocked out about the 45. So bring up a 2nd down as we're under a minute to go.
2nd down and 5 for Perry Meridian to the 45-yard line. 2nd down for Perry Meridian. Perry Meridian also a team that will.
So 5-yard run for Davis.
So accustomed to seeing just fast-paced offenses like Bloomington South.
2nd and 5.
Their speed last week.
Davis shotgun.
Teams that kind of go a little more traditional style. Here's Perry.
That will be the run, and this is the first time we are going to see the big bruiser That's Trey Brazil. Trey Brazil, the runner, he is 5'9", 200-pound running back coming into tonight. Brazil has 2 carries for 12 yards, got that touchdown against Terre Haute South.
A first down carry for Brazil.
And he gets it down to the 44-yard line of Bloomington North.
Gain of 11 on the run, first and
So an
10.
11-yard gain.
Cougar territory.
Davis.
Back. Here's the handoff.
And that will be
Brazil.
And he's going to run the first quarter out,
Gain of 3.
as that is a gain of 3. And we're at the end of the first quarter. Perry Meridian 7, Bloomington North 7. Back with the second quarter here on Smithville TV.
Welcome to Technology Powered by Smithville. Let our welcoming and friendly staff help you with your technology needs. Stop by to get Smithville Cellular Extra plans on the latest devices. Get routers and tech products at great prices. Plus, if you're a Smithville customer, you can pay your bill and change services. Come see us at the Clear Creek Crossing Plaza or check us out at smithville.com/technology. Technology powered by Smithville, Bloomington's communications and tech store.
Welcome back to Dennis O. Martin Memorial Field here at Bloomington High School North at Bloomington, Indiana, as Bloomington North and Perry Meridian are tied 7-7 as we start the second quarter of play. Glad you could join us for North Cougar football on Smithville TV. Alongside Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. And Quinn, so far for Perry Meridian, we have seen Brooks Davis, Trey Gilmore, Trey Brazil. Haven't seen Franklin Hammond yet.
No, I have not seen Franklin Hammond yet. Unsure of why we may just not have, we don't have any news on him yet. Probably we'll get told at halftime.
Welcome back to the
As we start the second half, this is a run by Brooks Davis, and Brooks Davis gets the first down and more as Brooks Davis with a quarterback keeper. As you see that a lot now in this game, Quinn, you got both quarterbacks capable of running the ball.
Yeah, Brooks Davis is definitely a dual threat. Has over 100 rushing yards on the season, can run as well as pass. So you have to watch out for him on the quarterback option.
Davis with the 20-yard pickup. He's going to throw it now. It is complete on the slant to DeAndre Miles.
I believe that's the first time we've seen Miles in this game. He's the leading receiver, has over 260 receiving yards on the season. He's definitely the favorite target of Davis.
Coming into tonight, 23 catches, 246. Carlos Shane at 9 catches, 165 yards to the 13. So a second and 1 after the 9-yard pass. And it's going to be a flag on the play.
I don't see another. I didn't actually see a flag come out, but they will mark
that is going to be
back.
A false start on Perry Meridian.
Third penalty on the Falcons this evening.
So that will back them up to the 18.
Second down and 6 now.
Second and 6 at the 18.
Perry Meridian threatening here.
Still in the red zone.
One receiver lined up wide.
And that was a nice, and you talked about it, Quinn. That is Brazil, and that was a lucky play for Perry Meridian.
Yeah, that was Garrett Bruce read the snap count perfectly and just jumped right in there.
5-yard gain for Brazil. 3rd and 1 at the 13.
Ball's at the 13-yard line.
Davis shotgun, and now we're going to have another flag.
5-yard run.
And that will back up Perry Meridian.
This time? Oh, no, wait, a flag. This is going to be another.
That will back off Perry Meridian on 5 yards.
Gain 5 yards, lose another 5 yards on the false start. So that brings up 3rd down and 6 again.
3rd and 6 from the 18, so they're back where they started.
18-yard line.
They just don't like being 1 yard away from the first down. They feel much more comfortable when it's 6 yards away.
Well, they've got it capable,
They call it timeout.
and now Perry Meridian has called a timeout. Now they're down to 1 timeout left in this first half with 10:45 to go here in this second quarter. Been a very interesting game so far for both teams. We have seen Brooks Davis run for 25 yards in this drive. Trey Brazil has run for 18 yards, throwing the pass to Miles for 9 yards, and then 2 false start penalties for minus 10 yards. Haven't seen Franklin Hammond yet.
Like I said, we'll try to see during halftime the reason why we haven't seen him yet.
This is 3rd and 6 at the 18. In a hot night here in Bloomington. Temperatures got up to the low 90s today for late September. 3rd and 6 at the 18. Davis shotgun. Brazil in the backfield, and they're going to hand it off to Brazil. He's going to go up the middle, and he is going to be short of the first down.
I think we got to 1 yard away from the first down again.
So brings up North, makes that stop on 4th down. And it will be a 4-yard run. 4th and 2 at the 14. Perry Meridian going to go for it.
I don't blame them, honestly.
Davis, he's going to try to get blockers, and it looks like he will get the first down and more. And move the chains for Perry Meridian.
5-yard run for Brooks Davis.
Again, Brooks Davis good to keep it in his own hands.
6-yard run.
Brooks Davis, kind of a small guy, 5'11", 170, but he's a little shifty. He's able to get around for the first down.
5-yard carry for Davis. First and goal at the 9. Screen pass, and it was dropped. And that was for Dakari Jones, number 2. So bring up a 2nd and goal at the 9.
Wasn't really much left to that play unless he was able to get the nice spin cycle going and juke out his defender, but other than that, not much except a dropped pass.
A long drive for Perry Meridian. 2nd and goal at the 9. Davis going to throw it to the end zone. It is incomplete. That looks like Dakari Jones again. Bring up another 3rd down for Perry Meridian.
And an excellent cover by Bowen Murphy to be able to get in there. Did have his arms wrapped around that could have been maybe a questionable pass interference call, but the refs let it pass, and now we are at 3rd down and goal.
3rd and goal. Of course, we talk about that, stopping them on 3rd down, Quinn. Another big one for Bloomington North. Here is Davis going to go over the middle. It is a pass caught, but it is not enough.
And down at the 5-yard line, so it's a
As
pass gain of 4 yards.
Davis threw the catch, or pass,
And
to Gilmore.
And I want to mention how sophomore Caleb McCoy made that tackle despite literally being blocked by the offensive lineman.
This will be about a 22-yard extra point attempt.
That's going to be a 4th and 5. It will be the field goal point for Nick Vox.
Kick the extra point.
Nick Vox. And that is up.
And
it is good for Nick Vox.
A 22-yard field goal.
So Perry Meridian now takes a 10-7 lead with 8:54 to go before halftime.
I want to go back to that 3rd down stop. Give credit to Caleb McCoy, the sophomore linebacker for the Cougars, was literally being held up by the offensive lineman of the Falcons, and still, while being held up, was able to get the tackle.
And you talk about McCoy, the younger brother of Jordan McCoy. 8 sets of brothers on this Bloomington North team. Definitely a family affair for Scott Bless's squad. As 10-7, Perry Meridian. Now it is back to Bloomington North. You got Jenkins and Trueblood back deep, standing just inside the 10-yard line. Bach's going to kick off.
His first 4 passes, missed on his last 2, both on that drive there in the red zone.
So he'll tee it up at the 40.
He's also the leading rusher so far on the
Looks like he's actually going to put it on the X, as you see. He's going to put it on that far hash.
Some clouds form here in the evening sky of Bloomington North.
So Bach's going to kick off
tonight, but just a very nice night.
The senior,
warm, I should say, for,
and he kicks it off.
Here's the kickoff, going to be taken.
It is going to go to Trueblood at the 20. Going to come up the sidelines, get to about the 30-yard line. Stay tuned. We'll have a great halftime feature for you, as Bloomington North will get it at the 31.
Ben Friel jogs out there.
So Friel going to come back to run this offense. Thrown 1 interception tonight. He has been sacked twice. But he's also had a big run there of 35 yards to set up that Xavier Trueblood touchdown. Friel going to roll out. He's got room if he wants to take off and run. Now he does. He gets a great block. Past midfield. Friel down the sideline. And near the 20.
You saw it right.
Run.
You saw right away. The edge rusher was blocked perfectly, and he knew that he had open space. He directed those wide receivers and turned them into offensive linemen to help him get a huge run. Excellent job, and this has been basically every single drive for Bloomington North. Get a huge play, move the ball down, and then kind of sputter a little bit here in this area of the field.
1st and 10 at the 23 for Bloomington North, and that is a run for Trueblood. But a humongous run for Ben Friel. And Austin Lane on the tackle. So Trueblood at the 21, 2nd and 8, 2-yard run. Just inside 8 minutes to go before half. Friel going to come up to the line.
Left is Nathan Jenkins. Wide to the right is Laffman.
Laffman, bottom of the screen. Friel going to look for Jenkins, but then finds the quick pass, and the ball is loose.
Is it caught and then fumbled?
Isley Nixon caught it and then fumbled it away.
That's the right play. He did show forward progress. I didn't want to say anything. It looked like he did get forward progress on thing, and that's what the refs look like they're going to side with. And as I said, all 3 drives, not the one after, not the one where they got the ball at the 20-yard line, but at the 30-yard line, but the other 3 drives, they start off with huge plays and then they start sputtering a little bit. So they just need to be able to fix that going forward, because they can move the ball. It's just that they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot when they get close.
3rd turnover for Bloomington North. There is the handoff, and he is trying to get any room is DeAndre Miles on that end around. As Zynell Nixon, 24, with that stop. We didn't really see Zynell Nixon last week at all in the game against Terre Haute North, but that gets to the 15-yard line, so a loss of 2, 2nd.
We didn't see Nixon on offense, but on defense, he had a huge game-winning pass breakup on 4th down.
as Brooks Davis in the shotgun, gonna throw it, and it is caught by 23, Carlos Shane, another guy we've mentioned, the second leading receiver for Perry Meridian, 9 catches, 165 yards coming into tonight.
Gain of about 5 for Carlos.
So that is now a 3rd and 8 to the 19 gain of 4
Bloomington North's defense.
for Shane.
Trying to flip the field once more after a costly turnover deep into Gary territory.
7:29 to go. 3rd down for Bloomington North, or for Perry Meridian, excuse me. Davis firing over the middle, high pass, incomplete, intended for Gilmore. So it is going to bring up a 4th down broken up by Cole Prather.
4th down and 8 now.
So another 3 and out for Perry Meridian, and credit the North defense for forcing that 3 and out. So on to punt as
Perry Meridian will punt it away.
they punt it away. This is going to go to True Blood at the 48. He gets past midfield and gets down to the 45. So after North turned it over, Perry Meridian can't do anything with it. 3 and out, and now with 7:19 to go before the half, Bloomington North gets it back in Perry Meridian territory. So it will be at the 45 for Friel to operate this offense. Down by 3, 10-7 here. Both teams 0-3 in Conference Indiana, and that will be a run for Levi Miklish.
Yeah, Miklish had nothing going there. They really stacked the box on the play.
Stacked the box. Miklish coming into the night, 3 carries for 14 yards. That is something Bloomington North has really struggled with in the last couple weeks, Quinn, is establishing the ground game.
Yeah, they've racked up the rushing yards, but it's being consistent with the run game. They can break off a couple of runs, but they can't get those nice 5-6 yards.
As Friel's going to throw it, and it is picked off again, intended for Jordan Mccoy. And that was
Jordan McCoy, and he really had no shot at that ball.
Yeah,
looks like
Green intercepts that pass.
Looks like Brandon Green, number 6, intercepts Friel.
That's the one problem with throwing the fade pass. The fade pass is a very, very strong pass. However, if you are beat from the get-go, which McCoy was beat by the cornerback from the get-go, that is a clear interception. So it's a bit risky.
Friel's 2nd interception of the night. That is now 8 interceptions in the season for Friel.
3rd turnover now for
1st and 10 at the 14. Davis going to fire it. Kind of a wobbly throw to Green. Pass incomplete. Brandon Green coming into tonight, receiving 4 catches for 45 yards.
Both offenses kind of stalling right here. Don't want to take anything away from the defenses. Defenses have done well, but the offenses have been, especially in the terms of the passing game, haven't been on their best yet.
As we have the 2nd and 10 at the 14, offensive have stalled out. Davis with blitz, and now it is intercepted. And that is a turnover, and that is Bowen Murphy with a pick.
Bowen Murphy really had to dig down deep to catch that. I am surprised he was able to get hands underneath that one, but huge play to switch the field and basically negate the previous interception.
So that is the 2nd interception that Bloomington North has picked off this year. Zach Good had one last week against Tristan Elder and Terre Haute North. Now 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line of Perry Meridian for Bloomington North. Great field position for the Cougars. It will be Xavier Trueblood on the handoff, going to get a couple more yards on that carry, brings up a second down.
I would like to see some more option plays. That seems to be what's working right now. I would wait till halftime to maybe start getting into some more like passing plays or maybe some outside design runs. But right now, I would stick to inside run plays and option run plays right now because that's what has worked so far. And you're in that part of the field where at least you are within very close to field goal range.
And he stayed under center a lot more this game than he has the rest of the season. Going to fire the pass. Caught by Jenkins for the touchdown. In and out of the hands of Jenkins, and he gets the bounce back, and he gets the touchdown.
That's called being in the right place at the right time. What was soon to be a third interception bounced off the hands, and Jenkins was right underneath it. Nice tip drill by the receiver to give Bloomington North the lead.
Gives Bloomington North the lead with 5:45 to go. As again, you see this swinging gate. As Perry Meridian not filled. Now here they go. They're going to do the traditional lineup. Friel with the extra point.
But they have to respect it the entire season because they actually did get a 2-point conversion on it once.
Friel's extra point is good, and it is now 14-10, Bloomington North. But how about that pass, that 27-yard pass from Friel to Nathan Jenkins? Had it, bobbled, or tipped up, and he just caught it again for the end zone.
It's good to be good, but it's also pretty beneficial to be lucky as well.
Absolutely, as you see Bloomington North on the sidelines up 14-10, trying to snap a 2-game losing skid to Perry Meridian the last time they won, September 26, 2014, trying to finally have a happy homecoming. Last year, a really hard season for Bloomington North, winless on the season. Last year, as they got knocked out by their arch rival Bloomington South in the sectionals. So 5:45 to go here before halftime. Stay tuned. We'll have a great halftime feature next week. It's Brown County at Edgewood. That will be a big game as both teams trying to get out of the basement of the WIC East. As we are 5:45 away from halftime, as Friel's going to kick this off. As beautiful night for football, hot night for football here in Bloomington. That's going to go into the end zone. It will be a touchback, and Perry Meridian will bring it out to the 20. So 5:45 to go here. What do you expect from Perry Meridian on this drive in the response?
I expect them to get Trey Gilmore back in this game. He was a lightning rod for them in that first drive, and since then he hasn't seen the ball much. I'd like to see him probably get more involved right now because it doesn't seem like the Cougars have an answer for Gilmore at the moment.
As it was, Friel was intercepted, then Davis intercepted, then Friel to Jenkins for that touchdown. After also Friel had that, Isley Nixon had the fumble loss. This is a running back. Trey Brazil with the ball carriers. We have an injured Falcon down on the field. Can't see the number yet as the Perry Meridian training staff out there. So not sure who this is. Big man, Franklin Hammond, the guy we really expected. That was a gain of 3 quite a bit tonight for Brazil. And, it has been mostly Brazil this season. Matt, as you see the Perry Meridian staff, you also see the training staff for Bloomington North out there also to make sure everything is all right. Perry Meridian's taking the knee on the far sideline.
seeing a number of the injured player down the
As, again, the extended staff, training staff of Perry Meridian
But again,
still do not see the number.
We have seen a lot of Trey Brazil, 5'9", 200
But
pounds.
Trey Brazil being the workhorse tonight, the 5'9", 200-pound running back.
Still 200-pound running back is no joke.
Yeah, Davis has been good as a runner, but so far as a passer, he has been fairly ineffective, except for the one touchdown pass to Gilmore.
And that is number 9. That is Holden Storm, 6 foot, 205 senior. Storm caught one pass tonight so far in this game for 3 yards.
Ankle or a foot injury, something in that realm.
So Storm going to be helped off the field.
Over there watching the game tonight. Dusty Bean in the house over there.
As we will be back to action.
Offense comes back into the field now for Perry Meridian. 5.5 to play in the quarter. Bloomington North leading
Ball
it
at the 23 as Bloomington North on top, 14-10.
Brooks Davis shotgun.
Davis shotgun.
44 Trey Brazil.
Here is
in the
Davis,
backfield,
got
but it's
pressure.
gonna be
It
passing
will
play.
be
Straight
a
to Brazil.
caught
He's
to
got
Brazil
blocked
on
up
the
at
screen.
45,
First down and
30
more.
down to
Past
50.
midfield is Trey Brazil.
Brazil past midfield down to the Bloomington
So
North.
in Bloomington North territory.
47-yard line.
As
Oh,
now-
there's a late flag.
On the short screen pass from Davis to Brazil.
And I did not see the flag. It is a
Um,
face mask on Bloomington North.
On the turf, and this is against Bloomington North.
So that
Yep.
is a
Add another
penalty.
15.
To the play.
Had that 15-yarder.
So first down and 10 from the 47-yard line.
So he got to the
8-yard line, but then they're going to add
48-yard
some extra
line.
yards to this penalty. It was down to the 48. Now
don't
they give
still
it
don't know
to
the reason why Hammond's not in the game, but
30.
Brazil has definitely proven his worth in this game.
Against Bloomington North.
So there is the run, end around to number 5, Jalen
on
Lee.
the carry.
Good run by Lee. Zinel Nixon with the tackle.
Running action to
And a flag on the play.
And we have a penalty flag. This one is going to be coming back.
Officials say it's a hold on Perry
Hold,
Meridian.
So loss of 10, so wipe away the carrying yards.
Yeah, that's one of the risks of doing the end around, is that you need to be able to hold that defensive end a little bit longer than usual so that they can get leverage. And sometimes when you get pressured, even though you're taught not to, you end up holding.
5-yard line.
So it is a so now
And both teams jogging into the lightning in the area.
there is a lightning
I'm
delay.
written down here on the field, but we have a lightning delay.
Lightning delay. Lightning is in the area.
Second
So the
quarter.
teams are leaving the field
12. We have a lightning delay.
with a lightning delay. So the ISSA rules is when lightning is spotted, there is a 30-minute delay.
8:02. You're listening to Spirit 95.
30-minute delay, and then if there is no lightning for 30 minutes, they will come back and finish or play the rest of the game. If lightning is spotted before then, they will now
With 5 minutes remaining
keep it going
in the second quarter.
as now the fans and everybody is going to leave as we're going to go ahead and cut to our feature here. We'll be back with updates as Bloomington North leading Perry Meridian 14-10 on Smithville TV.
14 to 10.
As we welcome you back to Dennis O. Martin Memorial Field here at Bloomington High School North, Bloomington, Indiana. You see the Bloomington North Cougars right warming up as part of the mandatory 3-minute warm-up, a weather delay has caused the lightning spot in the area as we were getting ready to go back to live action. 4:59 to go here before halftime. Here is the update as we welcome you back to North Cougar football here on Smithville TV. I am Nick Jenkinson alongside Quinn Saturday. The teams will finish this 4:59 left. There will now be a 10-minute halftime. No band, no homecoming festivities. They have now taken place in the gym. So we'll have a shortened 10-minute halftime, and then we will have the second half for you. So, Quinn, now these teams have to adjust with the weather delay. Now to finish out this final 4:59, and then another 10-minute break. They probably won't even leave the field, and then finish this rest of this game.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how momentum is taking place. Kind of think of this as more of the halftime than the actual halftime, honestly. And so it's going to be really weird seeing the restarting after such a long break mid-possession, as I believe Perry Meridian had just crossed over into Bloomington North territory when we had our stoppage due to lightning.
Yeah, it will be a 1st and 22 at the 45-yard line. Perry Meridian was called for a 10-yard holding penalty. So as we get ready to go here is the scoring recap. Brooks Davis found Trey Gilmore 45-yard pass with 7:59 to go in the first quarter to take a 7-0 lead. Xavier Trueblood's 2-yard touchdown run at 1:20 to go in the first quarter. Ben Friel's PAT made it tied at 7. And then Nick Vox hit the field goal with 8:54 to go from 22 yards out, 10-7. And then Ben Friel with the bobble catch by Nathan Jenkins, 27 yards with 5:45 to go, made it 14-10. Bloomington North. And then weather delay has hit the area. They are now back on the field. As you see, Bloomington North getting ready to go. We will have again we'll finish out this final 4:59, a 10-minute halftime, and then will be the second half. So we thank you for sticking with us. Our night's going to get a little longer here, Quinn, as we got a weather delay, but the good news is that the weather is gone, and now here comes Perry Meridian out on the field to get ready to go, as you see some fans have come back into the stadium, and we are underway. 1st and 22, Brooks Davis. He's going to throw it over the middle, intended for Trey Gilmore, and that is incomplete.
Yeah, not surprised with as I mentioned, it's really weird to come back after a mid-possession after a long stoppage. So not surprised that the first play of the game being resumed is a overthrown pass.
Overthrown pass, now a 2nd and 22 at the 45. Brooks Davis in the shotgun, 3 receivers, 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom. Man in motion is Carlos Shane, and it's going to be the end around to Shane, but Bloomington North not fooled as Shane tackled for a loss. So Carlos Shane tackled for a loss will bring up a 3rd down.
I would say that the team that benefited the most from this delay was probably Bloomington North, because they just had their homecoming during this little bit, so they're probably pumped up.
That will now bring a 3rd and 30 for Bloomington North. Quick screen is incomplete. And now another 3rd down stop for Bloomington North, as they will now bring on the punt unit for Perry Meridian.
Second quarter, Cougars have a chance to add more points before.
Bloomington North right now, like I said, have that momentum. Quick stop.
Here's the snap. It's a low snap.
Low snap,
And Perry is able to
and
get it
they
off.
do
No
not call
flag
the
on
flag.
play as he,
Thought maybe they
punter
called it
got
roughing
hit
the punter,
because of the, bad
and that
snap.
was number 4, DeAndre Miles, the punter. But Bloomington North will take over. Luckily, no penalty there.
Punt block, no return for Bloomington North.
So
The
First down and
with
10, Bloomington
with the
North,
nice
4:06 remaining.
quickly getting them to punt the ball back, and also, like I said, just coming out of having their homecoming. This is a huge momentum swing for North, and they could possibly get a 2-score lead here right before half.
and there is the snap. Friel is going to take off. Going to go upfield near the 30-yard line. He had all sorts of time,
Yeah,
as that'll bring up a second down.
yeah. If he had run to the outside, he probably could have pulled off another 30-something yard run.
That was a gain of 4 for Friel. Friel capable of pulling off that big run. He ripped off the 35-yard run earlier in the game that set up the Xavier Trueblood touchdown.
Nathan Jenkins.
And that will be Trueblood, and he gets past the 30-yard line as that will bring up third down to the 33. So a run of 4 for Trueblood.
Third and 2 for Bloomington North. Again, they get into the huddle. Ben Friel calling plays.
Again,
from
clock
the-
is running. We'll have a 10-minute halftime and then get this second half underway. Teams will probably just stick around the field, not even go to their locker rooms.
Or two down fullbacks gives it
There
to
is
Xavier
the
Trueblood.
run for
Mighty third down
Trueblood,
yardage, needs the 35.
and
Think he should have it
they're
with,
gonna-
forward progress.
They
He
haven't
got pushed
marked it
back
yet,
on
but
the
yes, they now
field.
signal first down for Xavier Trueblood. So move the change for Bloomington North.
First down and 10. Move the chains for the Cougars.
Finally being able to run the. I was saying they're having a little bit of trouble running in between the tackles. Able to
Bloomington North comes out of
get
the huddle
a
wide,
nice
wide
run
to
right
the
there to
left,
continue the
Detroit
drive,
wide to
and
the
still
right,
2 timeouts for Bloomington North.
2 timeouts for Bloomington North, 1 for Perry Meridian. Here is Friel back, got pressure, and he is going to be taken down by number 2, Dakari Jones.
As he'll lose 3 yards.
Very lucky the way he was holding that ball that it didn't get stripped.
As
Brings up
Friel
second down and 13.
loses 3
Might
yards,
get away from that as it
that will
he
take
made
him
the
back to
first
the
man
33.
in the backfield miss, but just that
2
pocket
minutes to
collapsed
go
on
here
quickly.
in the second quarter.
Cougars back to the line. 2 tailbacks, both split
So
to the
Friel
on
gonna
shotgun.
hand it
They go
off
stretch play, and that
to
one is
Trueblood.
up. Number 1, Will Compton.
And Will Compton with a
Trueblood
big
back
stop
for a big loss.
behind that line of scrimmage.
Loaded up on the left side and was not fooled. The offensive line kind of whiffed there, and now we're at a huge, long third down.
Taken back to the 27. So a 3rd and 20, loss of 7 for Trueblood on that run. So we're approaching the minute mark here. Again, a 10-minute halftime.
Minutes ago in the quarter. Jordan Mccoy lined up
And then
wide
we
to the
will
right,
start
2
the
receivers to
second
the left
half.
of Friel in shotgun.
Friel's going to throw the quick cream pass to Jenkins, and he goes ahead. He gets his feet taken out from under him with the flip past the 30.
That was a really good tackle in the open field, as Jenkins can very easily have made that a first down.
And then looks like they're going to punt it away, but it will be a timeout for Perry Meridian. So Perry Meridian takes the timeout here with 49 seconds left. That is their final timeout of the half.
A little surprised that Bloomington North didn't use that drive go about the drive a little bit more urgently.
So we've got 49.7 left to go here. Of course, the delay happened.
49 or 50 minutes officially on the delay.
And of course, IHSA rules had to go at least 30 minutes, and then for each time that lightning was spotted, they had to tack it on. So it was about a 50-minute delay, but hopefully the weather is behind us and we can finish up the game here, as that was a gain of 4, and now Bloomington North will punt.
Good snap. Ben Friel has it.
Friel, the rugby-style punt. He's still getting it. It's a fake. He's going to take it off, but nobody picked up Friel, and that was not good.
But Ben Friel,
and that is a turnover for Bloomington North. He was trying to have some daylight. He thought he had his blockers, and then nobody picked him up, and not a decision that was a good for Ben Friel.
I don't know how the rules of how many players can be downfield when you punt the ball, but I feel like there was at a moment there where he should have done an audible to punt it away because he kind of missed his opportunity.
So Perry Meridian in Bloomington North territory, 1st and 10 at the 39, 40 seconds to go. Davis going to fire to Carlos Shane, and Shane is still on his feet, gets down near the 25-yard line.
And no timeouts left for Perry Meridian either.
So that is a 17-yard pass to Shane. 1st and 10 at the 22. Perry Meridian out of timeouts. Davis spikes the ball.
And we're going to have a quick incomplete pass to stop the clock. 2nd down.
So that is a 2nd and 10 now at the 22. Again, Bloomington North still with 2 timeouts left.
Still would need about another 5 to 10 yards to get in comfortable field goal range.
Yeah, Nick Vox hit a 22-yard field goal earlier with 8:54 to go in the second half. Here goes Davis to the end zone. It is caught by Brandon Green.
And that is a touchdown, Perry Meridian.
So Davis to Brandon Green with the touchdown. And Brandon Green, his first touchdown reception of the year, and just the 2nd touchdown pass Brooks Davis has thrown this season.
And the Falcons have been rewarded for their aggressiveness.
Actually, the 3rd correction. The 3rd.
Falcons have been rewarded for their aggressiveness. While it looked like the Cougars were just trying to run out the clock and get to halftime, the Falcons took advantage of it and now have a lead and will get the ball to start the second half.
As Nick Vox's kick is up and good, so it is now 17-14 Perry Meridian in this second quarter. Just when you think Perry Meridian is out of it with that, they come back with those big strikes. You've seen Davis throw the big one to Trey Gilmore, and now you've seen him with that was 45 yards. You've seen him throw now one to Green for 22 yards.
Yeah, as I said, one team was obviously decided to play these last 5 minutes of the first half aggressively, and that was Perry Meridian.
As we now have 23.9 to go here
Bloomington North now will have it
in the
again.
first half.
Get a big run back. They do have 2 timeouts to play with, so not a lot of time.
So first and so now Bloomington North, they still have 2 timeouts. So if they can work the ball real quick, get one or two quick strikes out of bounds, they still have a chance here.
Well, yeah, they've shown in all previous drives is that they can get the ball down the field.
So Vox going to kick off. It is good. It is going to get to the 20. And that is Garrett Bruce, number 7. And now Friel will have 19.5 seconds to operate the offense.
And honestly, at this point, I would probably take one strike and then probably kneel down.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 at the 25.
19 and a half to go.
So 17-14, Perry Meridian again, 10-minute halftime. Because of the weather delay, they still have to at least have a 10-minute halftime due to IHSAA rules. That will be the handoff to Levi Miklish, and it looks like that is going to run the clock out. He gets up to the 27-yard line, 2-yard run. And it doesn't matter, the clock is going to run out, so we are now officially at halftime, 17-14. We look at the highlights. There goes Xavier Trueblood. He's got the rushing touchdown tonight. Ben Friel also rips off a big run, the big jump pass to Nathan Jenkins. And then you see Brooks Davis finding Trey Gilmore for one of his first of 2 touchdown passes on the night, but Perry Meridian knocks Friel back. And then the big interception. Friel has thrown 2 tonight. And you see Brooks Davis ripping off that run. And then here goes Ben Friel taking off to the goal line just short. And then Friel again capable of the big run, and Nathan Jenkins tripped up. And then how about Jenkins, the bobble catch, as we're at halftime. Be short, Perry Meridian 17, Bloomington North 14 on Smithville TV. As we welcome you back to Dennis O. Martin Memorial Field here, Bloomington High School North, you see the Bloomington North Cougars warming up here at halftime. It is 17-14. Perry Meridian leads as we get ready to start the second half after a weather delay has pushed some things back. Glad you could join us for North Cougar football here on Smithville TV. I am Nick Jenkinson alongside Quinn Saturday. And Quinn, the delay did not help, but after the delay happened, Brooks Davis found Brandon Green with 23.9 seconds to go to get the lead for Perry Meridian.
Basically, the Cougars and the Falcons took 2 different approaches to the needing to run off the final 5 minutes of the first half. The Cougars decided that they were going to just try to run out the clock, get the second half started, because they'd already done like their homecoming celebrations during that lightning break. However, the Falcons were extremely aggressive, basically went 3 and out once the play resumed, but then got the ball back and then stormed down the field. And as you said, got the touchdown to take the lead here in the first half. And it's been a very interesting game. North has played better overall in this game, but they have turned the ball over so many times.
So many times, as you mentioned, Ben Friel has thrown 2 interceptions. Isley Nixon has a fumble lost as well. But Bowen Murphy has an interception for for Bloomington North as well. So we are finishing up here the final about 20 seconds of a 10-minute halftime here. Looking at Perry Meridian's schedule, they are at Columbus North next week. Terre Haute North at home, and then at Bloomington South to wrap up the regular season. For Bloomington North, they will be at Franklin Central next week, Southport here in 2 weeks, and then at Terre Haute South the final week. And a reminder that the IHSAA State Tournament football draw is Sunday, October 1st. 12 to 2 p.m. on IHSAATV.org. No TV, it's just a live stream as Perry Meridian Class 6A Sectional 7 with Avon, Southport, and Brownsburg. I know that will not be easy for them. And Class 5A for Bloomington North, they are with Bloomington South, Franklin, Martinsville, and Whiteland. So realignment has, of course,
Community Auto Group halftime show.
changed
Shot
things.
10
They
grand,
realign
one
every
place.
2 years.
CommunityAutoGroup.com.
They were in the sectional with the Terre Haute schools, but the Terre Haute schools have moved to a different sectional. So now Perry Meridian will now start the second half with the ball. As we are back to action, we thank you for joining us tonight, and thank you for your patience as well through the weather delay. And also a big thanks to our crew for doing everything they can during this delay as well. So we are underway now in the second half with Perry Meridian gets the ball, and it's going to come right up the sidelines as they're going to get past the 25-yard line, still on his feet, trying to get extra yards. No whistle yet, and now they finally bring him down. So it is a 1st and 10 for Perry Meridian at the 28-yard line.
Ball will be spotted at their own 28.
So Brooks Davis will operate this offense. 2 touchdown passes tonight. He has now thrown 3 on the season for the Falcons. Perry Meridian looking for win number 1 on the season, trying to get out of the basement of Conference Indiana. There is a handoff past the 35-yard line, and that is Trey Gilmore for the Falcons.
Going back to how they started their first drive of the first half, handing it off to Trey Gilmore, trying to get him more involved here after he dominated the first drive.
That was an 8-yard run for Gilmore, 2nd and 2 at the 36. Davis shotgun. That will be Gilmore, and he's going to push his way toward the 40-yard line. And he gets the first down.
First down, 1st and 10 for Perry Meridian.
So they're going to move the chains. They're going to give him a 4-yard carry and bring the ball to the 40.
14 yards unofficially in this one. Lined up wide to the right is DeAndre Miles coming wide.
It will be
Carlos
2
Shane,
receivers. Shane bottom of the screen.
On the season. Gilmore's had
And Gilmore in the back. Still no Franklin Hammond. They're going to go deep, and that is picked or incomplete as Jordan McCoy with the pass breakup.
And McCoy used his receiver skills to get a hand on that and went with him the entire way and would not let him have any leverage.
Not let him have any leverage. Good job by Jordan McCoy on that pass breakup. 2nd down and 10. Just underway here in the 3rd quarter.
Receiver to the right. One receiver comes up near side to the left.
There is
Carlos
Davis.
Shane.
He is going to take it himself. He's going to get past the 45-yard line. But now a flag flies late.
And that'll be a 7-yard run for Davis.
I think I might know what this is. Yep.
Face mask on Bloomington North.
The way he was tackled, I kind of had a feeling it was going to be a face mask.
Run.
So they gave him to the 47-yard line, and then it will
spot off the extra yards for the penalty. Just a 5-yard face masking penalty.
be a 5-yard face mask penalty on Bloomington North. So that will put Perry Meridian into Bloomington North territory with a 1st and 10 at the 48.
In the 3rd quarter.
Davis.
Hard count from Davis.
Gonna throw it, got pressure, but it is caught by number 4 DeAndre Miles.
This isn't the first time that the defensive line has immediately just blown by the offensive line for the Falcons. Right there, that was a I don't want to say anything bad, but basically the offensive lineman just stood up and just let them run right through.
That was a big play there because, like you said, North is getting pressure on Davis. No gain for no yards, man in motion, and this will go to Gilmore. Spins his way past the 45.
I think we got a flag.
And there is a flag on the play. Looks like the North assistant coach is saying it's going to go against Perry Meridian.
And let's see what the penalty flag is here.
And
looks like this penalty again is going to go against Bloomington North.
And it is against Bloomington North.
Not sure what the penalty is.
Not sure the explanation there.
Never saw an official make a signal other than that it was against Bloomington North. It's just a 5-yard penalty. Those penalties beginning to add up for Bloomington North.
So that's a penalty on Bloomington North.
A little confusing because it looks like he's doing an ineligible man downfield, but that's not possible for a defense.
As that it was a 6-yard run at the 5-yard penalty, 1st and 10 at the 37. As you now see Brazil 44, and he breaks several tackles in the red zone down toward the 10-yard line.
And momentum has completely gone into the Falcons' way. They decided to play those final 5 minutes with being aggressive, and so far they've carried that momentum into the second half.
As a timeout has been called, and it is against Bloomington North. He called the timeout here with 9:16 to go, but now he's going to talk to the official real quick. And really not sure what that penalty was, and I think that's what he's trying to figure out.
The way that they signaled it, I know that you put the hand on top of your head for illegal man downfield, but he pointed that towards the defense, so it can't be that.
As you see North breaking the huddle, Perry Meridian still in the huddle real quick. Again, Perry Meridian looking for their first win of the season. Matt Henniger in his second year as coach. He was 3-7 last season, 0-5 so far.
And Perry Meridian has played well the last couple of weeks, and have just faced really tough opponents.
They really have. They've actually scored their second highest total of the year. They lost to Terre Haute South 27-24. Franklin Central, as you see the handoff by Perry Meridian.
Trey Brazil with a couple yards.
Brazil with the run. First hit is going to be a 2nd and 8 at the 10, so a 2-yard run for Brazil. Again, clock is running. Davis in the shotgun. He's got Gilmore in the back, 3 receivers. And it is going to be Davis right up the middle on the fake handoff, as we've seen Davis capable of this throughout this game. So Davis will bring up a 3rd down, and this is something that we've talked about throughout the broadcast and this season, Quinn, with North being able to stop teams on 3rd down.
Without a doubt, the biggest improvement by North from last season to this season. Let's see if their defense can pull off another 3rd down stop.
As it is 3rd and 6 at the 8. There is the handoff to Gilmore, and they do stop him on 3rd down as they push Gilmore back.
Just as I mentioned, the biggest improvement from this last year to this year is 3rd down stops.
And now this is going to probably bring the field. I think it's going to bring out the field goal unit. And Nick Vox, looks like the holder will be Jalen Lee. So Vox is going to try the field goal from the 8-yard line. He sets up from the 15. So Vox's field goal is up, and it is no good. Puts it wide to the left. So Bloomington North comes up with a big stop as Vox missed that field goal.
And I'm not sure if maybe Perry Meridian is running a very predictable snap count, but this is something we've seen over and over again, where the Cougars have timed blitzers to go to charge right at the snap of the ball, and I feel like that caused the kicker to miss the field goal.
Fox coming into tonight, 3 of 5 on field goal attempts, now 4 of 6. He made one earlier, missed that one, so now 4 of 6 on the season for Nick Fox. So now a 1st and 10 for Bloomington North at their own 8-yard line. Actually, will be at the 20, 1st and 10 at the 20. So 7:16 to go here in quarter number 3. Now a play is blown dead.
So this is going to be either a false start or offsides.
See what the call is.
See what the penalty is, and it's going to be a false start.
False start on Bloomington North.
5 yards again.
So
They got it for their 7th.
penalties have really been a problem for Bloomington North this season.
I remember our first Bloomington North game this year, we had 8 personal fouls, not penalties, personal fouls in that game.
Yeah, against Greenfield Central, they had 10 total penalties for 84 yards, and Greenfield Central had 12 for 145. As you see the run for Xavier Trueblood, and he now gets past the line of scrimmage.
He's going to get the 5 yard penalty yards back, plus an extra 2, so it's a gain of 7 on the
So that will bring up a 2nd and 8 at the 22.
Cougars will huddle. 6:50 remaining.
It's going to be very interesting to see how the offense goes, because a lot of Bloomington North's success has just come on big chunk plays. We need to see them have a consistent long drive.
As Friel in the shotgun, going to fire it to the far sideline. Short screen pass, and that is Jordan McCoy
Just shy of the first down marker.
with the catch.
And he'll be at about the 27-yard line.
Nice safe pass to McCoy on the for the screen pass, and now 3rd and manageable.
Be a gain of 5 for McCoy.
McCoy's first
So
catch
3rd and
tonight.
3 at the 27. McCoy very quiet tonight.
6.5 to play in the quarter.
In the
Bloomington North
game.
Down 17-14.
Again, down
3rd
by
and
3.
short, deep in their own
3rd and
territory.
short.
They will give it off to Trueblood. Nope,
And it's going to
Ben
be
Friel
Friel on the
keeping it
keeper.
himself,
Perry
and he has
Meridian
nowhere
not
to go.
fooled,
Perry
and they
Meridian's
stop
defensive line,
Friel,
they
bring
drop
up a
back
4th
very
down.
quickly, gave him
Yeah,
yards.
as in a quarterback and with an option run, you have to make a split-second decision, and that time during the split second, Friel chose wrong.
So Bloomington North will punt it away, as he only got, or was actually stopped for a loss of 1. So 4th and 28, and they will now punt it away to Perry Meridian.
Looks like that is Carlos Shane, I believe.
Shane will be back deep. Friel's going to
And
punt it
Friel will
away.
punt it away this time. It bounces inside the 50.
That is actually
It's not Shane,
Andre
it's actually
Harlan,
Andre
number
Harlan,
11.
the return man. He has to
And
take
Harlan
that
gets
all the way
past the
inside his
30
own
up
30,
toward about the
and
33.
then will return it to about the 33-yard line.
Very dangerous to try to pick up that ball. I know the ball was rolling, giving a huge Cougar bounce, but I would have not even attempted to try to pick that ball up.
That was a dangerous play, and we've seen how the special teams tonight can hurt. It hurt Bloomington North earlier when Friel thought he had his blockers and decided, I'm going to take off and run, but then his blockers didn't help him and turned it over on downs. So it is a 1st and 10 at the 33
Brooks Davis.
of Perry Meridian. Brooks Davis back in to operate the offense. 2 TD passes tonight.
He will be in
And
shotgun.
he is going to hand it off to Brazil. And Brazil gets to the edge, and Brazil takes off.
Stretch to the right
And
side.
he is going to,
And that stretch
looks like they have going to give him the 1st down.
Brazil.
So Brazil on that stretch run gets himself out to the edge and gets that 1st down.
4-yard
Yeah, Brazil has been very impressive tonight, as him and Gilmore have provided a nice 1-2 combo for the Falcons.
Didn't know his name
as Franklin Hammond has not played in this game. Did not find out, of course, during the delay what happened. Must be injured or something. But Brazil and Gilmore have picked up for Hammond. Here is, looks like this is Brazil, and he's going to take it off to the house. Touchdown for Trey Brazil and Perry Meridian.
4-yard run for Trey Brazil.
Brazil kind of turned on the jet skis at the end of that, as it looked like two people were going to catch up to him, and then all of a sudden he hit another speed level and just went right past the safeties. And now Perry Meridian with a 2-score lead.
As Brazil with a big run of 56 yards. Vox will add on the extra point. 5:15 to go here in the third quarter. And Vox's extra point is good. So it is now 24-14. 10-point lead, and now Perry Meridian has actually tied their season high. Again, 24 points against Terre Haute South in a 27-24 loss, and now 24 here tonight against Bloomington North.
It's still, we still have ways to go. Cougars still very much in this game, but they need to put together a nice long drive. They don't necessarily have to score this drive. It'd be favorable if they did, but they need to prove they can put together a long drive that they've gotten by so far on big broken plays, basically. So if they can show offensively that they can put a long drive together, they still have a chance to come back and win this
one
game.
thing that Perry Meridian has been able to do is put together those long drives.
As well as some of those big plays as well, but they have had those nice long drives.
So Vox is going to kick off. Do you like the fact he's not using the kicking from the X, that he's kicking from the far hash?
It's all about comfort, honestly, and it may be a strategic thing. They're trying to kick away maybe from a certain player.
Well, you've got two return guys that are dangerous for Bloomington North in Trueblood and Jenkins, and that's going to go out of bounds, and that will be a flag on the kickoff. So Bloomington North will have the good field position there. Again, a reminder, next week we have Brown County, Edgewood, Talon, and Hoof Trophy up for grabs. Both teams are 0-2 coming in tonight in the WIC East, trying to get out of that basement of the WIC East. Brown County 3-2 at Cloverdale tonight. Edgewood 1-4 at Indian Creek. Indian Creek leading the division, tied with Cascade at 2-0, and then Owen Valley Cloverdale 1-1. And of course, as you know, how you finish in the division is how you will play for the overall conference standings in Week 9, that big WIC playoff, where you do not want to be playing for 11th place out of 12 teams. And now Bloomington North going to call the timeout. So Bloomington North now down to one timeout for the rest of the game. As the reminder, this Smithville broadcast brought to you in association with Van Horn Tint and Accessories, window tinting, vehicle wrap, signs, and graphics. Located in Ellettsville, give them a call at 812-876-2230, Van Horn Tint and Accessories. So we got 5:15 to go here. As we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, that this will be the final Conference Indiana meeting between Perry Meridian and Bloomington North, as Perry Meridian is leaving Conference Indiana after this school year, going to the Mid-State Conference. But Bloomington North got in Conference Indiana announced today football partnership with the Circle City Football Conference, which will start next year to give them scheduling stability. There is Friel taking off past midfield. Got the first down and more. Breaks the tackle past the 30 and out of bounds at the 25. And now a flag for a late hit as Friel What a run, capable of the big runs.
That's his third 20-plus yard run of this game for Friel, as he's able to break a tackle at around midfield to gain an extra 20 yards on top of it. And right here, as you know, maybe I guess you don't need long sustained drives if you can just pull off big plays. Maybe I'm wrong.
44-yard run. That's going to push the penalty down to the 10-yard line.
And now Now the situation changes. They have to score right here.
Actually, they do have it at the 10. And that will be Trueblood, and he gets in for the score. Xavier Trueblood's second one of the night from 11 yards out. His second touchdown of the night, and now Bloomington North down by 4.
That was the perfect answer to the last drive by Perry Meridian. A quick strike that was able, as I said, I was asking for more of a long sustained drive, but if you can score on those and not just stall out.
And then the
busted play on the extra point.
Busted play and the PAT no good.
On the ball, not a good snap and hold.
So it is now 24-20. Perry Meridian with the lead, 4:55.
And that is huge because now a field goal doesn't tie the game.
So it is big for both teams, as this has been one of these back and forth battles between Perry Meridian and Bloomington North. Perry Meridian owns this series 13-4 since 1998. Bloomington North ripped off 3 in a row from 2008 to 2010. Their last win in this series, September 26th, 2014, 29-13. Perry Meridian has won the last 2, and hoping that it is not 3 in a row, as still a lot of football left to play here, as we've got 4:55 to go here in quarter number 3. So Shane, Andre Harlan back standing at the goal line for Perry Meridian. Friel is going to kick off, and he's doing what Nick Vox did, and he's not using the X. He's going to kick from that far hash.
See, I would be in favor of that if you were kind of using it as a buffer and kicking it to the right.
So Friel is going to kick off, and it's going to be return. And it looks like it is Trey Gilmore, and he gets taken down at the about 8-yard line. So the Bloomington North special teams did a great job. The ball will be spotted at the 15.
Starting to see the momentum now start to shift back over to North. We'll see how Perry Meridian now responds.
4:46 to go here in quarter number 3.
But the biggest thing is that they still don't really have much of an answer for Trey Brazil.
Trey Brazil had ripped off a 56-yard touchdown run at the 5:15 mark to put Perry Meridian on top. Now Brooks Davis operates the offense with his 4-point lead. It is Trey Gilmore. He is juking around, and he gets stopped just before the 15-yard line, so no gain for Gilmore.
Yeah, again, like I said, I'm still not sure if the snap count is predictable, but Bloomington North has done a really great job of predicting it and getting into the backfield immediately on snap.
20 seconds on the play clock.
So it is
substitutions coming into the huddle.
A second down.
Now they break with
play clock is at 10.
Play clock. Brooks Davis shotgun.
Davis shotgun.
More in the backfield with him. He drops back.
He's going to throw it. It is incomplete for number 2, Dakari Jones.
Just a simple mistake of looking forward without securing the ball in your hands first. That's one of the easiest mistakes a receiver can make, is thinking they have the ball and then trying to turn upfield without actually having caught it yet.
Bloomington North defense trying to force another Perry 3 and out. 3rd and 10. Davis shotgun. You see trips down to the bottom of the screen. Davis shotgun. Low snap. He's going to that down the field, and it is incomplete, intended for Jalen Lee.
If it wasn't for the safety blitz, that would have been a huge first down pass, because that receiver was wide open.
So Perry Meridian will punt it. Bloomington North forces that 3 and out we've talked about, as DeAndre Miles will punt it away. It's Jenkins and Trueblood standing about the 40. Again, this will be great field position for Bloomington North. Here's the punt. Very low kick. Going to take it by Jenkins, and then he gets wrapped up, and then as number 5, Jalen Lee comes flying in, kind of hits Jenkins inadvertently in the head.
I just want to say Jenkins had maybe the greatest non-fumble I have ever seen in my entire life. Literally, he caught it on the run, put it up against his hip, and basically did a cartwheel to try to keep it attached to his hip and avoid a fumble. That could have easily been a fumble and a Perry Meridian ball.
And Bloomington North has turned it over quite a bit tonight, so that was a good heads-up play by Jenkins. Friel under center. He's going to hand it to Trueblood. Trueblood gets past the 40 near the 35-yard line. The tackle by number 10, Jake Opstall, the junior 5'10", 150-pounder.
The difference between last week and this week is that they have established Trueblood, and right now he's starting to gain momentum as the game's going along, and the defense is starting to wear down.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4 at the 38. Again, Friel going under center. He has really gone under center most of this game, not been in the shotgun as much as normal. Gets it to Trueblood, and he bounces out past the 30-yard line. He's going to get the first down.
I love the way he used his blockers. He kind of used them as a shield to the left. He juked to the left and then did it again with his other tackle, juking to the right.
As that will move the chains to the 30-yard line, gain of 8 for Trueblood. Clock continues, approaching the 2.5-minute mark here in quarter number 3. A long night tonight because of a almost hour weather delay.
Couple of men in the backfield with
Friel.
Ben Friel in shotgun.
Pump fake, now going to the end zone. Jordan McCoy wide open, touchdown, Bloomington North.
30-yard touchdown.
30-yard touchdown from Ben Friel to Jordan McCoy, and Bloomington North is on top.
Friel, excellent play fake to get McCoy to get right past his cornerback, and then threw it wide right into the corner, just enough space for him to grab it and get his feet in bounds, and now Bloomington North has retaken the lead.
Retaking the lead as Friel can add on the extra point.
Back again with the lead, trying to make it a 3-point advantage with the extra point.
And Friel's extra point is up, and it is good. So it is now 27-24 with 2:15 to go.
And I just wanted to go back to the pump fake. The pump fake is such a powerful weapon when you can get a cornerback to bite like that and let a receiver get that little extra separation.
And the 27 points now for Bloomington North, the most they have scored in a game all season. Their highest was 20 against Bloomington South 2 weeks ago when they lost to the crosstown rival Panthers 49-20. So both these teams it's been a high-scoring game to their standards tonight. As you see the Bloomington North fans that have stuck around tonight after the almost hour weather delay.
They've been rewarded with a good game so far, and North. We were kind of wondering about them after Perry Meridian took that 10-point lead, but they have answered here in this third quarter.
They have answered in a big way. Jordan McCoy, who's been quiet, now makes his presence felt with that 30-yard touchdown pass from Ben Friel.
And you definitely has to feel good his senior homecoming game as well to get that touchdown.
Cougars want a happy homecoming, up 3 with 2:15 to go here, and that's going to be a touchback. So brings it out to the 20 for Perry Meridian.
From their own 20-yard line.
Again, next week it is Brown County at Edgewood. 7 o'clock trophy game. The Talon and Hoof Trophy between those two. Edgewood got their first win of the year last week, 21-0 over South Putnam. That, of course, a non-division game. South Putnam in the west, Edgewood in the east with the WIC realignment.
Did we ever find out how the opposing fans got a unsportsmanlike conduct?
I did find that out. I asked my friend, I will tell you here in a minute, that is a Davis to Gilmore pass. And that gets Perry Meridian into Bloomington North territory.
Oh, there is a flag.
And there is a flag, but that is coming back. That's a holding on Perry Meridian.
And this will be against Perry Meridian, so everybody walking backwards. Break.
You were asking me about what the flag, that I mentioned last week during the broadcast, South Putnam fans got a 15-yard unsportsmanlike. It was because they were yelling not so nice things to the referee. And you could hear it all over the place. It's what my friend said. He said he was down there by the concession stand, and he said that they yelled some obscenities, and everybody heard it, and they were warned not to do it, and they kept doing it. The coach had been flagged for one, and then they got flagged again. There's a handoff for Trey Brazil with the run at the first team, at the 15. So there's a reminder to fans that, if you yell really loud and yell not so nice things, you can get penalized for it.
Perry Meridian breaks the huddle.
So it is a second down.
On second down and about 11.
And that's a gain of 3 as we approach the minute mark here in the third quarter. Davis going to try to throw it deep, and it's incomplete. That was intended for Gilmore. Bowen Murphy on the coverage.
Bowen Murphy, good job keeping up with Trey Gilmore. I can understand why they didn't throw the flag because they were both kind of tugging on each other. So I guess the ref thinking that's fair game.
That's a 3rd and 12 now for the Falcons.
This would be the third straight third and out if Bloomington North can hold, I believe.
Brazil goes to sidelines. Davis shotgun, and it is 5 wide. Davis throws it. It is caught past midfield, and this is Jalen Lee juking around as Jalen Lee gets midfield first down.
That was just a short screen pass.
That was an awesome job and awareness to know where he was on the field and realize where he could get some extra yards.
So what a big pickup now for Jalen Lee. Gets it to the 48 of Bloomington North.
And I do want to mention again, there was another blitzer right in the quarterback's face as well as Bloomington North continues to throw pressure at Davis.
And there is Davis with the keeper. And that will bring him down, bring up a second down now. 5 yards for Davis.
And he will get it now to the 43-yard line, gain of 5 for
So
Brazil.
2nd and 5.
2nd and 5.
As they're going to run out the third quarter
That'll be the
here.
end of the third
As
quarter.
our
Perry
score,
Meridian
Bloomington
down
North
by
27,
3, but
Perry
moving the
Meridian
ball.
24. Don't go anywhere.
Bloomington
Fourth
North
quarter
leading
coming up next on
27-24.
Smithville
We got a
TV.
good one on our hands here tonight.
We welcome you back to Dennis O. Martin Memorial Field here at Bloomington High School North. Fourth quarter getting started between Bloomington North and Perry Meridian. 27-24 Bloomington North leads as both teams looking for win number 1 in Conference Indiana this season. As now the Falcons 2nd and 5 at the 43 of Bloomington North. Davis gonna go keep it on his own, and that will be the run for Davis.
Swap sides of the field, first and
As we are
2nd and 5 from the
underway.
43.
That's gonna be good enough for the first down by Brooks Davis.
First and 10.
We're in for a very exciting fourth quarter. We thought that Perry Meridian had taken the momentum, is going to maybe start running away with it. But Friel has been excellent and was excellent in the third quarter. First with a huge run, and then that beautiful pump fake that get McCoy open for the touchdown.
As you see Davis in the shotgun, 2 at the top of the screen. And it's going to be the screen pass to number 4, and that is DeAndre Miles.
Oh, there's a flag.
And a flag on the play.
5-yard line, called the 26-yard line, gain of 10 on the pass, but we do have a flag on the play.
So, no indication yet.
Miles on the reception.
Officials discussing.
See what the penalty flag is. Bloomington North up 27-24.
Still no indication, but you see Miles not happy.
50-minute rain delay in this one, or weather delay, I should say. We never had any rain here in Bloomington, but we did have some lightning.
They pick up they pick up the flag.
And they are going to pick up the flag.
And
so
Scott Bless is now wanting to know what in the world, what they picked up the flag for.
Scott Bless gets the explanation.
So an 11-yard pass play from Davis to Miles. As we are back underway. Perry Meridian knocking on that red zone door at the 25. It will be Trey Brazil going up the middle, and he gets near the 20-yard line.
It may come, the way this game is going, it may come down to just who has the ball last, honestly.
It has been one of those games where it could very much come down to that. But also, Perry Meridian is very capable of producing these huge drives that could churn this clock, and it could work to their advantage, even though they're down 3 right now.
Perry killing just a little bit of time.
2nd and 6
on the play clock.
at the 21, gain of 4. And that is Brooks Davis, but he is going to get stopped about the 21-yard line.
A huge third down here as we are at about the 22-yard line. At Bloomington, I think it's 4 down territory right now because it's a little too far to kick a field goal, honestly.
Say that Davis lost a yard, so -1, 3rd and 7 at the 22. Again, we talked about that third down stoppage for Bloomington North. Here is another chance for the Cougar defense to rise up. Davis going to the sidelines, in and out of the hands Looks like DeAndre Miles, number 4.
And that's a huge break for Bloomington North because Miles is a excellent receiver, their number 1 receiver, and such a huge drop. Sometimes you gotta keep your eyes on the ball until you secure it in. As I said, you can't take it for granted. And actually, they are going to go for the field goal.
As Nick Vox is going to attempt the field goal he is 1 for 2 tonight. Vox's field goal is up. It's got the distance. And no, they said it pushed it wide to the left. So Vox now 1 of 3 tonight from field goals.
I don't blame Coach Henninger though, because there was plenty of leg on that kick.
So Nick Vox misses. He is now 1 of 3 tonight in field goals. And now Bloomington North, 9:50 to go, will get the ball back at their own 22.
On their own 20-yard line.
At the 20, excuse me.
And now this is where Bloomington North needs to have that long sustained drive.
Friel going to give it to Trueblood. He gets out past the 25-yard line.
Because in all honesty, while the score is nice, you want to shorten this game as much as possible.
And keep the clock running as much as you can. So guess who's going to get a lot of carries right now? It's going to be Xavier Trueblood. Gets to the 25, 2nd and 5.
Rear view mirror there. That's the Bloomington North mascot making its way through the press box here tonight. It's kind of an unsettling sight when you look up and you see a reflection.
Friel in the shotgun.
Big Cougar head coming right behind you. Here's Trueblood.
Trueblood's got room.
He's at the 40 now.
He's got a man to beat, and he gets knocked down at the 49.
Oh, that was a very weird tackle. He got tackled by his arm down, but he does look to be all right. But an excellent job. And as I mentioned, in the game against Terre Haute North, we never got to see Youngblood. We never got to see Youngblood get it going so that he could run it down in the 4th quarter and kind of lead momentum. But here, we're finally seeing him bend the defense.
24-yard run for Trueblood. They go back to him again, but that time Perry Meridian wraps him up in the drop for a tackle for loss.
That was just a great defensive play by the Falcons. They decided to load up on that left side, and pretty much there was nowhere for Youngblood to go.
That was a loss of 2 for Trueblood. 2nd and 12 now at the 47. Of course, he's had the last 3 carries.
Bloomington North leading by 3.
27 yards on this drive on 3 carries. Friel going shotgun, 3 receivers. He's going to quick screen to Jenkins. He catches it. He's going to get past the line of scrimmage. He's going to get down the sideline to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Jenkins. What a play from Friel to Nathan Jenkins for the Bloomington North touchdown.
We mentioned that the first touchdown involved a little bit of luck for Jenkins. There was no luck at all involved in that. That was pure skill. He's able to turn that screen pass into a huge run to outrun everyone, get to the sideline, and then beat everyone in a track meet.
53-yard touchdown pass from Friel to Jenkins with 7:48 to go, and now Friel will add on the extra point. And that is up, and it is good. And now it is a 9-point lead, or 10-point lead for Bloomington North.
They have done an excellent job reversing this score.
I mean,
that is a 16-0 run, I believe.
And that is Bloomington North's most points of the season by far, with Franklin Central next week on the road, Southport here in 2 weeks, and at Terre Haute South. as
scores, 20 unanswered points.
it has been
34
unbelievable for Bloomington North here in this game.
53-yard pass from Ben Friel to Nathan Jenkins.
And in fact, Friel had it was a Xavier Trueblood touchdown run, then Friel to Jordan Mccoy, and then the Friel to Nathan Jenkins touchdown pass.
And I just want to mention that Friel was very shaky in the first half, but in the second half, the reason why the Cougars have taken this 10-point lead is that Friel has taken over this game. True Blood also has done an excellent job as well, but it's been Friel controlling the offense.
Friel controls the offense. Deep kick. It's going to be taken by number 3, Trey Gilmore, and he gets pushed back past the 20-yard line, up near the 25.
And psychologically talking, this is where, when you're Perry Meridian, being winless kind of makes you a little nervous on whether or not you can come back, and where for Bloomington North, having already won a game this year, you feel confident.
Feel very confident, as earlier in the year the Cougars beat Greenfield Central in week number 2, 17-14. That was a game we had on Smithville TV. That was another good game. 1st and 10 at the 25 for Brooks Davis. 2 receivers. Davis going to go down the middle, and it is going to be a flag on Zynell Nixon, intended for number 4, DeAndre Miles.
But him and the wide receiver, DeAndre Miles,
they will get Nixon for pass interference.
And Zynell Nixon not happy about the
A
call.
little bit of a sell, but
Probably not a bad call.
a little bit of a sell by Miles on there, but there was definitely contact, so I will give them.
Even if the player is not interfered with.
So they will move this up 15 yards. Going to put Perry Meridian at the 40.
First down and 10 now from the 40-yard
7:34 to go here in the fourth quarter. 50-minute weather delay with 4:59 before halftime. It's now to Brazil, and Brazil gets stuffed at the 35. Isley Nixon in on that stop.
And I mentioned the psychology of that. Oh, we do have a flag.
And it is another flag.
Do we have a flag on the play as well? And this one is going to be a hold against
Hold on Perry Meridian.
So, first of all, it's a loss of 3 on the run for Trey Brazil, and then they're going to lose another 10 yards on the hold. Let's bring up first and
So now
long.
it was a 3-yard loss on the play.
And they will actually, looks like they will decline the penalty.
I think they're going to decline this.
Because of the loss. And
they do
will
decline the penalty.
So they'll take the loss of 3 rather than give them another first down and a loss of 10. So second down.
So it's going to be 2nd and 13 after declining the penalty, pushing them back to the 37.
Shotgun for Brooks.
Shotgun for Davis going to the sideline, and that is caught.
It almost got knocked down at the line of scrimmage. It was caught.
And another flag.
Caught by Carlos Shane.
We have another flag on the field.
And then another flag.
We have a penalty against Perry Meridian.
Another penalty against the Falcons.
I think it was. Oh, no. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike against Perry Meridian. Now they're explaining the call to Scott Bless.
So it's a.
And that's a 15-yarder.
Unsportsmanlike against Perry, so a loss of 15 after they had the short reception to
So that puts them
Carlos Shane.
back.
Only gained him about 5 on the pass.
To the 28.
It'll be now second down and 28. Our ball is on the 28. It'll be second and 22.
So second and 22.
Perry Meridian going the wrong way now.
And there is Davis, low snaps, going on the run, gonna throw it up. Intercepted by Zynell Nixon.
He comes up, makes an answer for the penalty he just had, and he intercepted the ball. Zynell Nixon.
So Zynell Nixon intercepts Brooks Davis, and now I thought I just saw a flag being thrown on the near the north sidelines.
Bloomington North.
No, you were just expecting a flag to be thrown, that's all.
Well, I thought I saw a flag, but maybe one of the North kids was throwing up a towel or something on the sidelines.
When Perry Meridian probably held their breath when that pass threw up in the air. That was a lame duck pass.
And that is a third interception of the season for Bloomington North on defense. That is Xavier Trueblood with the run.
And that interception may be the backbreaker for Perry Meridian. They do have 3 timeouts, though. So if they can get a 3 and out, they can still come back.
Bloomington North does have just 1 timeout. Perry Meridian has all 3 timeouts remaining. So second and 7 at the 44, gain of 3. Friel shotgun, 2 receivers.
Friel will be in shotgun. He's got 1 receiver to his left, 1 to the right.
It is going to be Trueblood. He's got to get to the edge, and he does. But he got taken down as Perry Meridian was in pursuit of Trueblood.
And Trueblood now a little over 100 yards rushing in this game, has done an excellent job. Both him and Friel have really helped propel the Cougar offense.
43.
So it is a gain of 1 for Trueblood. 36 at the 43. Approaching the 5-minute mark.
5.5 to go here in the fourth quarter, up by
Friel
10.
under center.
Friel under center, hands it off, and this is going to be a new ball carrier.
Looks like this is 25, Ben Heitink. First time we've called his name tonight. And that is his first carry. Now we'll bring up a 4th down.
Bring up 4th down and 6. Looks like we have an injured player
Injured
on
carrier
the
for
side of the ball. It will be a 4th down as Bloomington North will likely punt this away, try to pin Perry Meridian back deep, but we do have an injury on the field.
So an injured player for Perry Meridian. Can't see who it is.
But as I mentioned, a 3 and out is the only way that Perry Meridian can get back in this game, and they did get the 3 and out.
As they are attending to the injured player, a reminder that next week it's Brown County and Edgewood, 7 o'clock kickoff from the Mustang Corral in Ellisville. And while we have a minute, we want to thank the hardworking women and men behind the scenes here at Smithville TV, bringing you the sights and sounds of high school football each and every Friday. Working a little harder tonight due to the delay in the weather, but great job as always. Again, 1 timeout left for Bloomington North, 3 timeouts for Perry Meridian. Looks like that is number 2 for Perry Meridian, Dakari Jones, the junior. So 4:55 to go. Bloomington North highest point total of the season tonight, 34 points. Looking to get out to get win number 1 of their Conference Indiana campaign and win number 2 of the season. So
But they still have, with 3 timeouts left and the ball coming their way, it's not over yet. Perry Meridian has shown big play ability and can definitely still come back here in this game. 5 minutes is still quite a bit of time.
that was a a loss of a yard for Heiting on the run.
Bloomington North now will
So now 4th and 7 at the 44 as the clock runs now.
5 minutes now. They will.
As Friel will kick it away.
Bloomington North is going to let this run all the way down.
And Friel going to get it off.
5 seconds. Hunt for Ben.
And it's going to take a bounce.
Take a decent Bloomington North.
And it's going to be down around the 6-yard line.
Bloomington North special teams does a good job pinning Perry Meridian back deep.
So Perry Meridian now has a long field to go with 4:37 left.
But we've seen them go down the field in a very short amount of time as well. But 3 timeouts, 4:37 remaining. It is still very much possible the Falcons are not out of this.
Not out of this. Perry Meridian 0-5, looking for their first win of the year.
I've lost the last 2 meetings to Perry Meridian.
And again, these two teams, this is their final Conference Indiana matchup because Perry Meridian leaving the conference after this school year. Here is Davis. Screen pass, and it is incomplete. Right in and out of the hands of DeAndre Miles. He has dropped a few tonight.
Yeah, they're by eye and afar their best receiver, but it has not been a great night for him.
Not a great night indeed, as we got 4:33 to go here in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 10. Again, they will have to go 90 yards. And looks like Perry Meridian's going to call a timeout. So they will have 2 left. 4:33 to go here in quarter number 4. So what do you, as a reminder, the Smithville broadcast brought to you in association with Oliver Winery, as Oliver Winery is located just north of Bloomington on State Road 37. Visit the vineyard for some great local wine, Oliver Winery. So in this final 4:33 left to go, what do you expect from Perry Meridian?
The 2 workhorses that have gotten Perry Meridian to this point have been Gilmore and Brazil. They need to find a way to get those 2 involved here.
As back to action, Davis, the play clock.
Yeah, they're all tied up at 35, it sounds like. That game might be
Is at the 20.
Here's the snap.
Davis, low snap, gonna go, and that is Miles with the catch. So Miles redeems himself with that catch, and they move the chains.
Really wide open. The way they spread the defense out was pretty impressive on that play call, and able to get something to go.
1st and 10 at the 33, 23-yard catch for Miles, and they go back to, looks like Lee. And that was an incomplete 2nd down.
It looked like a drop pass from our angle, but I think that was a good pass breakup from the defense.
2nd and 10.
Bloomington South is tied at 35-35. And Terre Haute
4:16 to go.
has the ball with 12 seconds remaining. 3rd down. There's
the screen pass.
Has it complete.
And that is Andre Harlan, the first time, and a 1st down for Harlan.
A catch made by Andre Harlan.
And they're continuing to move the sticks, as I mentioned.
That was, I think, the first catch for Harlan this season.
14-yard pass.
As Harlan has not caught a pass all season. So 14-yard pickup for Harlan, and it's out to 47.
7th different receiver tonight for Perry Meridian.
Approaching 4 minutes to go.
2 receivers lined up to the right, 2 to the
Davis
left.
going to go back.
To the left side.
And I think that is Harlan at midfield.
15 to the 49-yard line. And it was caught again by, I think that
Logan
was,
Dignus, number 13, with the
Andre
catch.
Harlan. We'll give him the catch for the 49
And then is that the 49?
of 4. Brooks Davis
Deep.
going deep and intercepted
is it-
by Jordan McCoy. Will he come down with it? Do they get
Intercepted by Jordan McCoy. How about that?
Jordan McCoy using those wide receiver skills to box out the receiver, and that should be the final nail in the coffin.
What a play by Jordan
A
McCoy.
big interception. Credit the Bloomington North defense. 3 interceptions tonight, as with 3:37 left to go now. This is probably
with the
it.
INT, and that
But now
should-
Bloomington North, you've got to stay.
but I won't
You got to
say
keep that ball
guaranteed.
moving,
Give that
and
to
you got to
Bloomington
keep that
North.
clock
They have it
running.
first and
Perry
10.
Meridian does have 2 timeouts left.
37 to
Yeah, the
go
way this
here
game
in
is
the
going,
fourth.
I guess you can't say it's a final nail in the coffin, but it was a huge backbreaker.
Ball at the
Friel.
Bloomington North 17-yard line. Here's
Be the
Friel.
handoff.
Hand it off. And play goes to
Looks like High Tink on the run, his second carry of the night.
Heiting with the carry.
As clock continues to run, approaching the 3-minute mark.
No gain. They're going to go 2nd and 10. No gain for Heiting. 2 carries.
No gain for High Tink, 2nd and 10 at the 17. Looks like the Perry Meridian student section, what little they had, has decided to take off and head back for Indianapolis. As Jenkins dropped it, he picks it up, and that is going to be a big loss. He dropped it on the end around.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that they went with that play this late in the game when you're just trying to run out the clock.
Timeout called by Perry Meridian.
And Perry Meridian calls that timeout with 2:39 to go.
Dropped back and spotted at the
So 2:39 to go. Both teams 1 timeout remaining
loss of 3
in this game.
on the run.
Again,
for
what's at
Jenkins.
stake? Both teams are 0-3 here in Conference Indiana. Perry Meridian also looking for their first win of the season. Bloomington North looking for their second win. Other games tonight in the conference. You got Franklin Central and Southport, both 3-0. They are playing at Southport tonight. Columbus North and Terre Haute North, 2-1, playing at Terre Haute North. Of course, Bloomington South and Terre Haute South, both at 1-2, playing at Terre Haute South. And then you have Perry Meridian and Bloomington North. Perry Meridian Bloomington North trying to snap a 2-game losing skid to Bloomington North. The last time Bloomington North beat Perry Meridian here at home was September 25th, 2009. So a loss of 4 for Jenkins. And it's going to be Friel, first down and more, and he's going to get past midfield. He is going down the sidelines, and then he gets knocked down about the 31-yard line. How about that for Ben Friel?
I think Friel now has over 100 yards rushing tonight. The only thing he's honestly missing is a rushing touchdown, which he may get by the end of this drive, honestly.
What a run for Ben Friel to the 32-yard line.
32-yard line.
As
Huge run for Ben Friel.
now Bloomington North in Perry Meridian territory. Huge run.
Yeah, basically the biggest difference this season is Friel's ability to run, tuck it and run, and that was a huge play, especially on a 3rd and long.
And now we're approaching the 2-minute mark, and now this time they're going to kind of let this roll down here.
200 yards. He's got 199 on the game.
Friel unofficially near 200 yards rushing. Unbelievable. That's going to be true blood. He's going to get toward the outside. He's going to get past the first down marker.
The 15 ball is, looks like it's loose, but they say he was out of bounds before he lost it. So 90 seconds
So this
remaining
could
after
be
that
will be a happy homecoming for Bloomington North.
And he's spotted out of bounds at the. Where did they go out of bounds at?
They have not.
Still
They're
waiting for
moving
them
the
to,
chains.
Move the yardage markers. And it's marked out of
It's
bounds
down to
at
the
14
14-yard line. So an 18-yard run for True Blood, and a fresh set of downs now here with 1:35 left.
This has been an amazing second half for Ben Frail.
It's been an amazing game as Friel now in victory formation. Perry Meridian can only stop the clock once, and now they do stop the clock.
Bloomington North will take a knee. Ben Friel does. Perry Meridian will use their
So
final
they
timeout
stop the clock with 1:29 to go. While we have a minute, we'd like to thank our hardworking women and men behind the scenes here at Smithville TV, bringing you the sights and sounds of high school football every night. Great job as always, as we are in week 6, 3 more weeks after this of the high school football regular season before the playoffs start.
I wanted to clarify on my saying he had a great second half. He had a great first half running the ball, but passing the ball, he had a couple of interceptions, was a little shaky. This half, though, he has been dominant. He has led this 20 unanswered point comeback for the Cougars, as they are going to have a happy homecoming.
A very happy homecoming. They're going to get out of the basement of Conference Indiana, go to 1-3, and then they will also go to 2-4 on the season.
Unfortunately, this is taking away from his rushing yard total.
As clock continues to run. So Friel now is back to the 20-yard line. And it is under a minute to go.
Snap this. Should just have to one more time.
As the play clock down at 10.
50 on the game clock.
Not sure what they are doing here.
Friel, victory formation on third down.
And Friel will take the knee. And that's going to be a 4th and down.
Reset of the clock. And Bloomington North
looks like they were able to just time it with the play clock so that'd be the last play.
And that looks like that will be it. North's not going to have to take another snap, so Bloomington North is going to win this, and they are going to get their first win in 3 years over Perry Meridian. Their first win here against Perry Meridian at Bloomington North in a long time since 2009. And the victory, it is over. As you see, of course, the highlights from this game, back and forth game. As you see, big run by Trey Brazil for the touchdown. But you see Xavier Trueblood, 2 touchdowns on the night. And then a bad snap by Bloomington North. Nathan Jenkins, the ball. And then going deep, Jordan McCoy in the end zone. And Xavier Trueblood, the little stiff arm out near midfield. Brooks Davis gets picked off by Zynel Nixon as your final score. Bloomington North 34, Perry Meridian 24. For all the hardworking women and men behind the scenes. For my partner, Quinn Saturday, I am Nick Jenkinson. Bloomington North victorious. So long from the north side.